Hi, this is Ken. I hope this is reaching you well. Today we're going to talk about BRC20, Ordinals, the huge trend that's taking place on Bitcoin right now, the blockchain, and the phenomenal opportunities that will exist. I'm going to walk you through the process so you have a better understanding of what Ordinals are, also the inception from it, and also what's the next step regarding setting up a wallet on the BRC20 and how you could be able to then inscribe, mint, and so on and so forth. So let's get straight to it. So basically, from quite a while now, the Bitcoin developers have been essentially working on, non-fungible tokens going back to like 2014 when they came out with this rare Pepe NFT collection. But then when you fast forward, I think the changes really took place that really opened up this interesting idea was due to the SegWit upgrade, which took place in 2017. And this really didn't help to magnify things for a better understanding. And then regarding the SegWit, it essentially fixed all of the bugs in the Bitcoin core and also allowed for more transactions to take place per block. So this really laid the foundation, laid the groundwork, let's just say, for the layer 2 to exist. So obviously that's where you have channels such as like Lightning Network and really that whole thing that took place there. If you then really fast forward from that 2017, from the SegWit upgrade, then we basically had Taproot. So the Taproot upgrade that took place thereafter really then enabled for all parties in a transaction to kind of like cooperate to make these like complex transactions look like standard, so from person to person transactions. And then when you're kind of like creating this like public key, combine the signatories into a new signatory. So essentially this upgrade with Taproot basically helped to make it more challenging, to identify transactions, inputs on the blockchain. So fast forward, what we saw that took place regarding the inscriptions that occurred. So with the inscriptions that occurred, there was a gentleman called Casey Rodamore, and he was more or less the creator of the Ordinals inscriptions. And he found the loophole based on this Taproot upgrade in 2021 that enabled him where you can able to basically inscribe any type of data, whether it's like, for example, audios or images or PDFs, so on and so forth, on their coins. So although obviously the block size is limited to like 4 megabytes, uploading large files required like a split into fragments, basically. So this is where the whole thing came from. And then you had like the Ordinal punks that came out. So you've got like Bitcoin punks, Ordinal. So this is a breakdown of the marketplace that you can basically see here. If I can even pull this up in terms of the site, if I can, I'll just add it into the description afterwards. But then what happened, it really opened up this whole massive idea to really take place here. And then thereafter, following that, there was just this massive, huge demand that was taking place. So if you see the total transaction fees, so if you just go to the Mempool, so after these inscriptions that were occurring, that was having a huge impact on the Mempool. And you can see here currently of unconfirmed, there's over 250,000 unconfirmed transactions right now. So you can see that the congestion that's taken place. If you take a look at total transaction fees, when we saw that massive spike, you saw a huge increase in the fees. So that means the miners are being rewarded for it, and which is phenomenal for the Bitcoin miners that have been struggling for a long time. Also regarding the hash rate versus the daily inscriptions. So basically as the inscriptions increase, the hash rate has also reached an all-time high, as you can basically see from this description. But this is obviously putting a pressure and a barrier on the miners due to the bandwidth. So this is interesting to see how that process is made. And obviously Tom alluded to the fact that BRC20 fueled the increase in monthly transaction fees by 50% from February to March. Transaction fees coming from ordinal inscriptions also hit an all-time high at 33%. So it's a massive impact that's occurring from the transaction fees that's increasing, which is due to the ordinals inscriptions that was taking place. So what that's basically saying then is providing opportunities for projects for people to essentially inscribe, and then basically then you can be able to mint tokens. So this is a site called BRC20, and within that you can be able to see a breakdown of the current market cap here of the tokens. So the current market cap is $500 million, which is relatively small, right? But it's a huge opportunity long term. And then what there is that you can be able to essentially set up a wallet. So there are a few wallets that exist within the ecosystem at the moment. There's one called Unisat wallet, and Unisat wallet basically enables you can actually download. So you can basically download it from your Chrome, for example, as an extension, just like with MetaMask. And then following that, you can then, once you've downloaded that, you'll have your own, you create a wallet, you'll get your own seed phrase, so you store that in a safe place. And then you basically will then if you want to then transfer Bitcoin to this new wallet, you can do this via what you may have, moving it from your cold wallet, or if you have funds Bitcoin in a centralized exchange such as Coinbase, for example, or Binance, you can then move that over to your wallet basically. So you have a new Bitcoin address and you can be able to move over. And then once you then set it up with Unisat, it gives you a breakdown of the wallet, you're connected. And this you can break down if you want to inscribe, you can. So it gives you a breakdown of the sats here, BRC20. So it's very, very simplified in terms of how you want, in order to be able to upload any files. If you want to be able to check for an existing BRC20, you can actually take a look at all the existing ones right now. You can look at the ones that's currently in progress. So here you can look at the ones. So in progress shows you this is the progress, this is holders, this is number of transactions. If you want to take a look at a marketplace, in order for you to be able to essentially buy any existing ones, for the Unisat, you need 25 points. So for you to have access to buy it on the marketplace. So what you basically do is you'll take a look at anything that's in progress at the moment. And then what you'll do is, you'll then click on, let's just say, for example, look for ones that are, let's say, less than 70% in progress. So we'll just go for this one, for example. And then you can be able to mint this directly. So this gives you a breakdown, the overview of the inscription. You can see the supply, minted, the limit per link. So this is how many you can actually mint, the amount. And then this is a decimal, gives you a full breakdown. So if you want to mint directly, it shows you mint. So this is the amount you can mint, maximum of 1, and you can repeat that. So for the Unisat, you basically would then need 25 points, right? So 25 mints to take place. So you can essentially, if you want to, you can be able to then mint 25. You can just do it on the one token, or you can spread it out, for example. So let's just say, for example, here, next. Then it gives you a breakdown here of the network fee. So obviously Bitcoin will give you a breakdown of the sats inscription, the network fee, and then the total cost. So here for normal, it's for, if you want to do 25 at a time, obviously it adds up. If you then want to go back and then just do 1, it should work out to be, so if we just go to in progress again, let's go back to the same one that we'd like to mint. So if we just say we just do 1, go to next, it'll show it's about $2.42 at the moment. So that's 9,000 sats to be able to essentially mint this. So this is just an overview how it looks. Once you have the 25 points, so you can see I've got 25 Unisat points there, then it enables you to have access to the marketplace. then you can be able to then select, dependent on obviously how much you have in Bitcoin, you can then basically set. How it works is a bit different to a DEX is where there's liquidity. This isn't a DEX. This is just a marketplace where you have access. So you need to see that, make sure you have the correct amount in terms of what's available based on the amount that's to sell. Then you can be able to confirm this transaction. Quite simplified. Just spend some time to be able to go. There are obviously other, let's just say, platforms that you can be able to look at. So there's the Ordinals wallet that you can basically go to. So if we go to Ordinals, let's just see here. Just give me a second. So Ordinals wallet here. This is another, basically you can basically here with the Ordinals, you can connect your wallet here. And then this platform, you can take a look at current inscriptions, for example. Here you can basically inscribe, gives you a breakdown of collections that currently are available. Let's go to home. So you have a breakdown of the tickers based on the market cap, the change. So this is obviously extremely volatile. A 7-day change of 94% just shows you this marketplace in essence. But there are obviously some tokens, BRC20 tokens now, that are coming out. There is Oshi, which is coming out with a DEX. There's Alex also coming out with a DEX. So if we pull this up here, if we go to Alex, BRC20. So there's a lot of infrastructure they're building on. So obviously this is Alex that's being built on Stacks. Stacks is an L2 on Bitcoin. So Alex is being built on that as a DEX. So they're essentially coming out with projects that they're listing. For example, Pizza, Maxi, Long. So there's going to be a lot of infrastructure. There'll be pools that's taking place. DEX is taking place. So this is extremely, extremely early. So definitely recommend for you first and foremost to get cognizant of within what's happening within the BRC20 space. Make sure you set up a wallet, for example, with Unisat, and start playing around. Fund your wallet and start playing around. Make sure you can either, if you want to inscribe, if you want to basically mint, just so you have a better understanding of where this market is moving to. I personally believe that this is not going to be a fad, that it's going to be here now and going to be gone next month. I think this is going to be here to stay. I think there's a lot of building blocks that's taken place within this space, and it's extremely early. If you take a look just a few months ago, even a month ago, this is probably at like a 15 million, 100 million max market cap. So you can see the exponential growth that's taken place. One thing I've realized, especially in this whole space, if you're very early and you see opportunities and you see that there's a gap, take advantage, because that's when you get early to a new ecosystem and you can see what's happened in this space, spend time to study, to educate yourself. I think there's big opportunities. So this is a start. We're going to be talking a lot more about BRC20, about what's happened in the space. So get yourself ready and don't be fearful, be open to opportunities. I'll see you soon.